If you are one of those people thinking that good performance equals a good Lighthouse score, you have also fallen into this trap, and this talk is for you. Top 10 tips to speed up your site. Which tool can we use to understand the website speed? What makes Lighthouse so widely adopted is its simplicity. You run a test, you get a number between 1 and 100, and that tells you how good or bad the web performance of your website is. Everyone, even those without a technical background, can understand that. Thought and web performance of the user experience cannot be represented by a single number. So, what is Google Lighthouse? Google Lighthouse is a free open source tool that can help you to improve your website speed, performance, and overall experience. Generating Lighthouse reports makes it easier to enhance the quality of your web pages. There are a few different ways you can use the tool. You can run it via Chrome DevTools. You can run it via Chrome extensions, a Node module, or a web user interface. Once you submit an URL to be automated tool, it will be execute multiple page audits and create a report detailing how the page performs. You can then use suggestions from the results to improve your site. Lighthouse is not just for developers. The tool is suitable for any site owner interested in learning more about their website's performance and concrete steps to optimize it. So, how to run Google Lighthouse via Chrome DevTools? To get started, you first need to download Google Chrome if you haven't already. Once installed, you can open a new browser tab in Chrome and navigate to the web page that you want to audit. Next, right click on the page and select Inspect. You can also click on the three vertical dots at the top right corner of the browser, then navigate More Tools and select Developer Tools. This will open a DevTools panel, and to the right or top of the page, you could choose from the toolbar and click on Lighthouse. And finally, you can generate the report. Once Lighthouse finishes running the audit, it will bring you to the results screen. That report will look something like this. Let's start with a simple question. What does Google Lighthouse measure and how can we use this information? I have a feeling that many people don't try to answer and just blindly assume that the score has to be high and to be right. Green does not always mean that you are good to go live with your website. Having a red lighthouse score something is okay. Still, the lighthouse is a great way to give you hints about the performance and what you should fix. And I am using it every day, but I don't rely on it or make decisions based on the colors. Making business decisions based on a round number without broader context usually leads to a bad decisions. But you can make even worse once if you don't even know where these numbers comes from. I have seen many people who made that mistakes and were convicted that their website was slower than before, even though it wasn't. When I asked them why they did it is they showed me a 1 year old lighthouse score and compared it to the most recent one. Still people got it wrong. It's not about the lighthouse score, it's about the core web vitals score. As we can read on its website, The goal of Google Lighthouse is to measure page quality. The audit divides the quality into performance, accessibility, best practice, and SEO. All of those combined should give a good perspective of the quality of the website, and by that, try to accurate predict real end user experience. Good performance is a trade off. You always have to sacrifice something to make it better. Something is an analytics script, something is a feature. It's not always a good business decisions to get rid of some of them to have a better performance. To me, Lighthouse shines the most when we want to quickly compare different versions of our websites to see if there was an improvement or decrease on its performance. It's definitely worth implementing Lighthouse checks in your continuous integration and continuous delivery pipeline with a Lighthouse CI. Let me quickly explain how Lighthouse score is calculated to make sure we are all on the same page. The Lighthouse score is calculated from a bunch of other metrics. Each of them has its own weight. Some of them are more important, some of them less. The algorithm changes with each version. This is nothing unusual. The more Google explores the impact of an individual metrics of the end user experience, the more accurate the weights are. So most people use Chrome DevTools to run the Lighthouse audits, and this is probably the last reliable way of doing. There are multiple external factors that influence the score. The download and rendering speeds depends on your CPU and network. The developer will usually run the test on their shiny MacBooks with 5G internet and in the most cases have better results than the real users. In addition, your browser extensions are also treated as part of the website you are auditing. We can decrease the impact of these factors by running the test in incognito mode. We will exclude Chrome extensions and by applying CPU and network throttling, but we will still see different results on different devices. Running Lighthouse locally is not reliable if you want to compare the results with anyone else, and is definitely not reliable if you want to tell if the supposed end user experience will be good or bad. Everyone in the company can run the benchmark and everyone will have a different results. It's hard to tell if there was an improvement of if the opposite happened after releasing a new version and if tests were performed in different environments. You should always test your website in the same environment and limit the external factors that might influence the score as much as possible. Okay, I think it is a wonderful tool, and the fact that Google is trying to find an easy way to help developers to identify potential performance bottlenecks impacting user experience is worth supporting. The problem is not in the tool itself, but in the way how we use it, or to be more precise, misuse it. As Google says, always concentrate on field core web vitals over Lighthouse metrics and score. In particular, the performance score of Lighthouse is a broad measure of the lab test and often does not correlate with the field core web vitals. So you can use other tools, like for example, page speed insight. You can have more consistent results if you set up Lighthouse CI in an external environment to test your page or use tools like SpeedCorp. But if you need to quickly spread a website, I suggest taking a load of page speed insights. This is a website made by Google itself, and you can use it to perform quick Lighthouse tests or any website using the closest on a new occupied Google data center instead of your local machine. Page Speed Insight usually use data center that it is closer to one to your location. Page Speed Insights will run a mobile Lighthouse test on emulated Moto G4, which is a typical mid-range smartphone. Unless all of your users have it, they're gonna experience their website differently. This real-world data comes from Chrome User Experience Report, which collects performance metrics from real devices using Google Chrome. By default, it is turned on a very Chrome browser, and you can easily to get access to the history of your metrics. We could use also Pingdom, Web Page Test, JT Metrics, SiteSpeed.io, and others. How is web page speed measured?